Does what other people think have an effect on what you do, what you think, what you say, and the decisions you make each and every day? Hey, I am Nathan Hawken, and today's video is about helping you stop giving a fuck about what people think. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, please hit the like button, check out the subscribe button, and also the notification button. Leave a comment below if this is resonating with you, if you've got any thoughts and feelings. And also, if you're looking for a little bit of extra help, I've got my new ebook out called The 5 Steps to Self-Belief Mastery to help you master your self-beliefs. That is in the description below. Click the link and you can download it there. Now, this is something that I have wrestled with for a long time, and I've gotten myself to a point where it doesn't make a difference in my life anymore. And that's really worrying and thinking about what other people think of me, what other people say about me, and what other people, or how other people will judge me or not judge me. Now, this is also something I see a lot of my clients struggle with, and a lot of people in general struggle with, where they're taking actions and doing things in their life only because of what other people say and what other people do and how other people think about them. And it's very interesting to see, because ultimately people are going to think what they want to think. People are always going to judge you no matter what, one way or another. They may judge you with a positive intent, or they may judge you with a negative intent, but you can't really do too much about that. And so how can you possibly live your life in a very fulfilled way if you're only doing things or saying things or taking particular actions if that's what you think other people want, or if you're just there to appease people? And I see it happen a lot where people, they just struggle to maybe speak their mind, or they're constantly doing things for other people because they want to be liked. They want to make sure that people like them, or maybe they don't do something or don't say something because they're worried about what other people will think. Have you ever heard that before? Have you said that yourself? What will people think? I've done that a few times where I've walked up to my local shop in maybe sweatpants, tracksuit pants, or I've even got like some Aladdin style pants which I got from Nepal, which aren't really very fashion conscious, but I like them as part of my spiritual side. And I've walked up to the shops in them, and the people I live with are like, how can you walk up to the shops in those? Well, I don't really care what other people think, but unfortunately people do. Like, people dress in a particular way because they want to make a good impression, which is fine in like business settings and things like that. But in general, like only dressing and only appearing a certain way just to make sure people have this perception of you and see you in a particular way. Now, for me, that doesn't sit very well, and it is a good way to waste a lot of energy, a lot of time, and have a lot of stress or anxiety, because you're utilizing that energy and time in the wrong way, where you could be putting it towards something more creative and could be putting it towards what you actually want to achieve in your life. And so the big problem here is that when you operate like this, when you come from a place where you're only doing things or some things to appease people, or to make sure that you don't get criticized, or so people think of you in a particular way, then you're not doing things for you, you're doing it for everyone else. And I say this with people I work with, and you as well, is that if you're working towards a goal, if there's something you actually want, then you can't want it for someone else. When I sit down with someone like a coaching client in a session and I ask them what they want and why they want their goals, if they say it's for their family, i.e. like I'm doing it for my wife for this, or if I'm doing it for someone else, then it's not a good goal to have, because it's not for them. If you're constantly doing something for other people in that way, then there's one person who is always missing out, and that's you. And that's where you stop living a fulfilled life, because you're living for other people rather than yourself. And now, I don't say this in a selfish type of way. I think all of us deep down inside have the responsibility to ourselves to live happily, to live fulfilled, and do things which make us contribute and be an amazing human being for the society that we live in. But we also have to make sure that we're good on the inside. But people struggle with that. You know, people put themselves aside to make sure other people are happy. I know a lot of parents do this, and I know I've done this myself before, but a lot of parents are like, no, I only live for my kids, I only live for my kids. Well, yes, you are obligated to take care of your kids. You have the responsibility of looking after them, to making sure they're fed, they're clothed, they're watered, and they're safe. But you can't live your life for them, because you stop living your life in general. It can't be about someone else. It has to be about you first. And this is a realization I had for me, is that even when I had my kids, the only way I could be the best possible parent, the best possible father for them, and the best possible husband for my wife is if I was making sure that I was doing what I needed to do to make that happen. Now, my goals and things I'm working towards encompass them, because what I want is for them, but it's for me first. Like, I want to build my business and get it to that point where it's the ultimate lifestyle that I want to live, because I want them with me as I experience it, as I go through it, and they're an important part of my life. But I'm not doing it just to make them happy. I'm not doing it to be miserable to make them happy. I'm doing it because I want all of us to be happy, but I can't control their level of happiness, but I can help towards that as much as I can. And so when you're not doing that, when you're living out of fear of criticism or fear of making a mistake, or you're really worried about what other people are thinking about you, this isn't the best way to not live a fulfilled life. Now, the reason you're doing this is because it keeps you comfortable, or it fills a particular need inside you to appease people. And particularly if it's about what other people think. It's like, well, I can feel comfortable making sure that people think a particular thing about me, rather than seeing me for who I am. And it's also because sometimes you don't even know your own worth. And so, I'll give you my example as well. I started to realize that I'm worth so much more than I was putting out there, because I was worried about what other people thought of me. And so once I started to actually appreciate me for who I am, and started to understand that I'm actually worth so much more, I stopped giving a shit about what other people thought. Particularly when it came to my dress sense. Like, I wear practically the same thing. White t-shirt, black pants, pretty much everywhere I go, unless it's like a business setting or something else where I have to change. But I wear the same thing practically every single day for that very reason, because I don't really care what people think. Like, I still think I look okay, but I don't really care if I'm up to date with fashion. I don't really care if I'm wearing the right clothes or the in clothes or anything like that. I don't really care if people want to judge me for it at all. I just don't, because my time and my energy is worth so much more than what someone else thinks, and I'd rather put that into creating what I want to create. Creating my business, doing videos that serve people, helping people as much as I can, and ideally being a bit of an influence to get people to that way of thinking as well. Your beliefs and the emotions wrapped around these beliefs do dictate a lot of this as well, particularly if you've got low self-belief, or you've got a belief that you're never going to amount to anything, or you have to please people in order to be happy, or you have to please people because that's just how it is. Very limiting thoughts, and ultimately stop you from doing a lot of the things that you want to do. But something to really consider here is this, and that's, are you making yourself the highest priority? Because when you're stuck in thinking and worrying about what other people are thinking of you, and whether you're being judged or whether you're making the best appearance, are you putting yourself at the highest priority? Because if you're not putting yourself at the highest priority, you're not going to be able to be the person that you need to be for those who are relying on you, for those who need you, and for you to be the best in the society so you can actually contribute to it as well. So you always have to put yourself at the highest priority. And so if you find yourself in that position where you're constantly thinking about what other people think and you're worrying about being judged, here's what you need to do. The first thing always is to realize that you can't do squat about what other people think, what other people say, and what other people do. You have no control over that whatsoever. If someone's going to think poorly of you, no matter what you do, you can't do anything about that. If people are going to judge you, which they will, everyone's judging everyone practically all the time, but if people are going to judge you, there's nothing you can do about that. If people say something about you, there's not really anything you can do about anything that they say. I mean, you can't wire their mouth shut or anything like that. There is nothing you can do about what people think, say, and do, or whether they judge you at all. And so you know what? The only thing that you can control is what you think about you, and what you do as a result, and whether you're going to be someone who judges people or not. Now, your thoughts are going to come up naturally, but you can control the response you have to those thoughts. And so once you can free yourself of that, that's exactly what you feel, free. You let yourself go of worrying about what other people think, because they're going to think what they want to think. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Why don't you worry about what you're thinking and what's going on inside you? Because if you're focused on that and you're more concerned about that, then you can start to shift what you're thinking, and you can start to make better actions based on what you want and what's going to be better for you rather than what's going to be better for other people. This really puts your energy in a much better place because you're getting away from what's not working, like the negativity or what is a potential thing going on inside someone's head, and more towards what you want to create, what you want in your life, and what you can actually have as a result, and the steps that you need to take to get there as well. And you always have to think about your own self-worth. The more you care about yourself, the more you start to love and appreciate you for who you are, all your flaws or areas of improvement, all your strengths and everything else in between, the more you can love and respect and appreciate you, the easier your life in general is going to become, the less you're going to care about what other people think. And that's what I did for myself. I started to love myself and started to tap into that part of me which I hadn't tapped into before, and really appreciate who I am and for the person I am and the amazing things that I do in my life and that I can do in my life. Once I started to unlock that, I was like, you know what? I actually don't care with other people's bullshit. I don't care about what they think. I don't care if they're going to judge me. I'm just going to be me. You can take it or leave it. That's why some of you guys watching this video, you may not like me. You may not like this video. You may not like my content. That's fine. No problem. I honestly don't care. I want to speak to the people that this is resonating with. And if you want to keep watching, that's amazing. But look, I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing, and I want that for you as well. I want you to be able to do the things you want to do and not care about whether you're going to be judged or what people are thinking. The point is you have to do. You have to take action, you have to build momentum, and you have to do, and you have to be on the path to be creating the life that you want to create. This increases your confidence. This increases your awareness. The less you care about those mediocre things and what's going on inside someone's head in that way, the more confidence you can build in your own abilities, in what you can actually create, and getting clear about the actions that you can take to get there as well. Now, I know this is quite deep, and it can definitely go a lot deeper, so I'm going to finish it there. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's been of value to you. Please leave a comment or a question below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on what I've been speaking about. If you want a little bit of extra help, I've got that free ebook for download. It's called The 5 Steps to Self-Belief Mastery. Check the description below, you can check it out there. And if you're looking for more content, maybe you actually do like me, you want to check out more of my stuff, you can go to my Facebook Mindset Potential group, which is linked in the description below, where you've got more stuff of mine. Thanks guys, chat to you soon.